Consumer Reports did a study on ground turkey, and they found that the majority of ground turkey that's sold in our stores contains fecal matter.
When?
Now, the study looked at 257 retail stores, or retail samples, I should say, from 21 states and 27 different brands. And they found out that 90% of the ground turkey actually included at least one of 5 bacteria that causes foodborne illnesses.
Okay, and plus, it turns out it wasn't turkey, it was horse meat. Like, it seems like every story we do, oh, by the way, the shrimp, like, lives in crap. 90% of the turkey's in crap, and they're all horse meat. And it's so frustrating. Of course, I love this, the National Turkey Federation. How is that not a funny federation? We're the federation watching out for national turkeys. Okay, the National Turkey Federation says that this report is, quote, alarmist. Yeah, if 90% of the turkey has shit in it, I'm alarmed. Okay, and then they say, and I love this too, the 2 most prevalent ones, the ones starting with E that I can't pronounce, are not considered a source of foodborne illness.
Yeah.
Thereby meaning like, yeah, it's shit, but you can eat that shit.
Yeah. So the bacteria you're referring to is E. coli and Staphylococcus.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, which is a strange name for bacteria, but whatever. No, but I think what's happening with our food is very similar to what's happening to our education, right? So if you look at Louisiana, for instance, the government is taking money out of public schools and then they're putting it into private vouchers so they can encourage parents to go into private schools instead, and they'll get rid of the public schools. But what they do in the meantime is they point to those public schools and they say, failure, failure, failure. They're doing the same thing with the FDA. The FDA is experiencing budget cuts, right? And as a result, they can't do the same type of inspection that they should be doing, right? They can't inspect everything as efficiently. As a result, the Republicans will turn around and say, look at that, the FDA. Is it really looking out for us? It looks like they're failing.
You see that? The government's not working. Yeah, the government doesn't work if you don't fund it. I mean, it's what they did in Camden and Newark. They defunded the police. They cut the police force dramatically, and guess what happened? Murder and crime went up. Because it turns out if there's no cops on the street, people are more likely to commit crime. Of course, of course. Now, this is in ground turkey, not in all turkey.
Right.
But there's a second problem, too, which is different strains that are resistant to antibiotics. So not only is there crap in the food, but it's also resistant to antibiotics. And then that's a whole different set of problems. My God, we need the FDA. We need them properly funded. And by the way, the other part of it is if they actually do their job and they crack down on these different industries, the industries howl to the wind, and more importantly, to the politicians they bought. And the politicians go, how dare you? No, you're trying to regulate the free market, and we can't have that.
Yeah, so let me jump in on that point, because one thing that the FDA has done in the past, and I think they are currently doing as well, is they are depending on the food industry to self-regulate. Okay.
Oh yeah. Okay,
So I don't want to put the, I don't want to let the FDA off the hook. Self-regulation is a disastrous idea. I know that there are libertarians and conservatives that think, no, it could work in a truly free market. It could work. It's not working. They're not going to self-regulate. They're going to cut corners. They're not going to care about health and safety. They're going to care about profit. There's a profit motive here. And if it means, doing less testing to save money, that's what will happen.
Here's what happens in self-regulation. The turkey companies are like, oh, you're going to let me just regulate myself and I could save money by putting crap in the thing and not bothering cleaning it up? Okay, great. Here's your ground turkey. Oh yeah, here you go. Oh yeah, no, it's self-regulated. Go ahead and eat it. And libertarians are like, oh, it's delicious.